Hi, my name is Georgie Keschner and I'm 23 years old with the amazing Ice Models Johannesburg. Growing up, I happened to be a tall, gangly kid, and I think everyone says, oh, you should model, you should model. I wasn't particularly pretty or striking, I think, but I was just an avid fashion TV watcher, Victoria's Secret every year, and I was just fascinated with this esteem around models and this status that they had, and it just looked exciting to me. And when ICE took me in at 16, I think they saw something in me that not a lot of other people saw. My first AFI was in 2019, but before then, that was my goal. I really had my eye on that, and that's why even after being rejected twice, I kept coming back to that casting, and my first experience, wow, it was in the Sandton Convention Center. It was massive, huge stage, huge audience, production, lights, music, it was amazing.
The first one, I remember it being the biggest event in Joburg. They brought fashion to the people. There were screens everywhere. Sandton City was a buzz. They had, this big marquee downstairs, and all the big designers were here. There were some unknown designers from Africa, and it was just this big spectacle that they put on. They had these amazing after parties, and we were in the penthouses, and they had a show on TV as well on SABC where they introduced all the designers before the shows. So when everybody got to the shows, they knew exactly who they were watching. And I think that was just a big fashion explosion that, brought them onto the scene, and I think they just made their mark. Hi, I'm Cindy Lee. I am a model for all intents and purposes. Seeing how they're creating the platforms and bringing African fashion to the world and opening that entire global market for African fashion is just amazing to see. It really resonates with me when you're able to see a young designer that came and were relatively unknown in the beginning, and they're still pinning their garments onto you at the runway show. And now they're in so many retail stores all over the world, and AFI actually made that possible.
Hi, my name is Adebisi Sowemimo. I'm originally from Nigeria. My modeling career started actually right after high school. Modeling was definitely not something that I wanted to do, funny enough. I wanted to play basketball because I grew up with 5 brothers. And growing up, I played soccer, I played basketball with them. So for me, that was something that I wanted to do professionally. A couple of years later, I entered into a competition called the Fashion TV Model Awards. And from there, I won the competition that opened up the door for my modeling career. And I started to travel. I went to Paris, I was in Monaco. And then I got the opportunity to come to South Africa for Fashion Week. And that's how it basically started, from wanting to play basketball to becoming a model. Coming from Nigeria, we never had the opportunity to have Fashion Week. And then coming here, having this big platform was really awesome. Meeting models from different countries, meeting models with different personalities. I mean, we used to have models that used to come from different parts of the world. We had models that used to come from Paris. We had models that came from New York. We had all of that. So you had this opportunity to have different people in one room and being able to connect and get to learn other people's culture as well. It was really amazing, and also just being able to work for different designers from around the world. That was so awesome. Designers that you probably would have never met if you were not doing Fashion Week. I mean, we had designers from Botswana, from Zambia. All of that was amazing. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity that South Africa has given me to work as a model.
Hey, my name is Amir X. I'm from Bermuda. I'm an image maker because it's easier to encapsulate everything that I do under one title. My collaboration with AFI actually began in 2015 when I flew from Bermuda to cover Fashion Week, and I came as more of a producer and did a magazine program in Bermuda highlighting African fashion. I actually own my own Fashion Week in Bermuda. Because it's all about economy for me, I would come here and purchase South African and African designers and then take it to the world, because I feel as though that we should begin to promote our own designers opposed to those that are, currently commercial and mainstream media. AFI, I appreciate what they're doing for the designers. I see what they're doing economically. You know, you have a whole lot of artists that don't know the business of being in the arts. And so it's very important that, you know, a conglomerate like AFI show them the way. I mean, after the fashion show or Fashion Week last week, I actually went online and you have a platform that's actually selling. And I think that's very important because in the beginning, they weren't doing that. In the beginning, it was just like a popularity social thing that didn't allow for the designers to, you know, gain any sort of commerce after they spent a lot of money on collections. So with what AFI is doing, especially with this amazing store here in Sandton City, is that it's creating a venue and an outlet for not just the designers to be exposed on the runway and throughout media, but at the same time on the social media platform, the website platform, and brick and mortar, because people shop in various different ways. And for AFI to see that this is about economy and not just about, you know, a social connection is tremendous. And I think that that's a great change that I see from then until now.
So things change with time. And I've seen AFI evolve season after season. And in each season, they will have a strong team. And when I see the team today, very strong, very inclusive. And so when I see AFI, I've got 3 words to describe it: empowerment, inclusivity, and relevance. And that is how I can explain what it is, because it evolves. My name is Andiswa Manxiwa. I am originally from the Eastern Cape. I'm a former model and now a fashion show producer. I have worked with so many designers on the AFI platform, and to mention just a few would be, you know, I would be doing such an injustice. But if I have to, I would say Imprint from South Africa, Masamara, Rwanda. Then there's the 2 Senegalese ladies. Then I can take it way back to Sylvia Owori from Uganda, Helen Asrat from Ethiopia. The list is endless. There's just really so many.
My name's Kent Henderson. I'm a model with Ice Models and a brand architect and brand manager for the Open Food Group and Letter A Brand Architects. Inherently, modeling has always had its trends. So what you had in the 80s versus what you have in the 90s, I mean, I use Abercrombie & Fitch as a context. I was very much, obviously you don't have to get too honest about what I fit in that category, but it's always going to evolve, it's always going to change. And I think with the influence of social media, it's become a bit more accepting to look like everybody else, which is what it should be inherently. I think modeling as a whole was very superficial. It was very much, you look a certain way, you are asymmetric in this, you have certain aspects that make you beautiful, but at the end of the day, beauty is subjective.
They have become quite inclusive. Because I remember when I started modeling, everything was about the stereotypical fashion models. You had to be tall, you had to be skinny, you had to be a certain measurements. I even remember when I went to New York, like they had like certain measurements, like, and if you didn't really fit into that, you couldn't really do modeling. I remember I was super tiny when I went to New York and they still wanted me to lose weight. And I was like, are you guys crazy? I have no weight to lose. So I think at that time, of course, there was no plus size modeling. Everything had to be like a certain weight, certain measurements, that you had to look a certain way. But I think that has changed a lot, which is quite interesting because not only skinny girls wear clothes, right? I think we've really evolved when it comes to fashion. We have done a lot. I mean, if you think of designers like David Lally, I remember doing a show for David Lally in New York, which was amazing. And you have designers like Tebe Magugu and Richie Mnisi and what they're doing in the industry now, being able to go to Milan and to Paris and being able to showcase what they have and taking Africa to the next level. I think that's amazing. And you see like top celebrities actually wearing the clothes, you know. I think Africa has definitely evolved, and I think that we're still there and we're still going there, but it has really changed, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, we're not just African designers and even African models, we're not just staying on the continent, we're being able to go out into the world and to show them what we have.
Hi, my name is Prince. I'm 33 years old. I'm with Blaze Models. I'm a project manager by profession. I grew up watching fashion TV. You know, I would actually walk in the living room to the kitchen, you know, just practicing the walk. Years later, I would see myself walking on fashion TV. Modeling has always been my passion. And me being a project manager for my 8 to 5 cannot take away my dream.
Coming from Nigeria, South Africa has really helped my career as a model. It's been really great, and AFI has definitely been a part of that. I would say that, 15 years later and still being able to do Fashion Week, it's no joke. But just really grateful that they still see the potential in me to be able to do Fashion Week. Has been amazing, and I'm so grateful for all the designers, the makeup artists, the producers. AFI also just booking us as well as models has been really amazing.
Now, I don't know if I'm gonna do this in Amir style or another style, but I would really like to say congratulations, happy 15th anniversary to African Fashion International for bringing the globe to Africa and Africa to the globe.
Happy birthday. Continue being creative, continue supporting local designers, continue encouraging models.
Happy birthday, AFI. I wish you many more years of these fabulous shows, fabulous designers, and of course, picking fabulous models. Lots of love.
Here's to many more. And this is the one brand that is not afraid to take an unknown and make a household name. So to so many more, happy 15th birthday, AFI.